Picture this. You are sitting on the couch, minding your own business, when your majestic feline graces you with their presence. They jump up, purring like a tiny, furry engine, and nudge your hand. You start petting them. Everything is peaceful. Everything is perfect. But then, out of absolutely nowhere, the purring stops. The eyes dilate and bam! Your beloved angel has suddenly turned into a feral gremlin, sinking their teeth into your hand and kicking you with their back legs like you just insulted their ancestors. What just happened? Do you think they did it on purpose? Are they doing it just to be evil? Or did your cat simply break? Well, I am here to tell you that your cat is not broken. You just might be petting them all wrong. Today we are going to dive deep into the secret, hilarious and sometimes painful world of cat petting. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what is going on inside that fuzzy little head of theirs. But before we get to the juicy details, jump down into the comments right now and tell me, what is the name of the furry hooligan currently ruling your house? To truly understand why your cat acts like a tiny, unpredictable tyrant, we have to look back at their ancestors. Cats are not like dogs. Dogs have been bred for thousands of years to practically worship the ground we walk on. Cats, on the other hand, basically domesticated themselves because we had mice, and they were hungry. It was a business transaction that somehow ended with them sleeping on our clean laundry. In the wild, cats are solitary hunters, but they are also prey to larger animals. This means they are hardwired to be constantly alert, highly sensitive to touch, and fiercely protective of their personal space. Their skin and fur are packed with ultra-sensitive nerve endings designed to feel the slightest shift in the wind or the brush of a passing mouse. So when you bring this highly tuned, magnificent predator into your living room and start aggressively rubbing its back while watching television, it is no wonder wires get crossed. We treat them like stuffed animals, but inside, they are still wild tigers who just happen to really enjoy wet food and sleeping inside cardboard boxes. The infamous belly trap. We have all been there, right? You are walking through the living room and there it is. Your cat is lying right in the middle of the rug, fully exposed, showing off that gloriously soft, incredibly fluffy belly. It looks like an invitation. It feels like an invitation. You think to yourself, oh, my sweet little angel wants a tummy rub. So, you reach out. You make contact. And suddenly, you are locked in a furry bear trap of doom, complete with 4 sets of razor-sharp claws and teeth treating your hand like a chew toy. Why does our fluffy overlord do this? In the wild, a cat's stomach is its most vulnerable area. All their vital organs are located right there, behind that soft fur. When your cat rolls over and shows you their belly, they are not actually asking for a massage. They are communicating with you. They are telling you, hey human, I trust you enough not to attack my organs right now. It is the ultimate compliment in the feline world. But when you dive in and touch it, their natural predator instincts kick into overdrive. Their brain screams danger, and they attack. So, unless you have that rare 1% of cats that act like golden retrievers, treat the belly like a beautiful museum exhibit. Look, but do not touch. The elevator butt phenomenon. This is one of the funniest things cats do, and it is entirely our fault for discovering the magic button. Have you ever been petting your cat down their back, and as your hand reaches the base of their tail, their back end suddenly shoots straight up into the air? We call this the elevator butt. Why do they do this? Are they broken? Nope. The base of a cat's tail is an absolute goldmine of nerve endings. For many cats, a good scratch right at the base of the tail feels absolutely incredible. It is essentially an area they cannot easily reach themselves to groom or scratch effectively. When you hit that spot, it feels so good that their body naturally reacts by lifting up to increase the pressure against your hand. However, this is a double-edged sword. Because it is so sensitive, it can go from feeling amazing to feeling incredibly annoying in a matter of seconds. It is like when someone tickles you. At first you laugh, but 5 seconds later you are ready to throw a punch. Watch your cat closely. If that tail starts thrashing aggressively, the elevator is going out of service and you need to stop petting immediately. The magic of the chin scratch. If you want to make a cat absolutely melt into a puddle of purring joy, you need to master the chin scratch. Have you ever noticed how a cat will rub its chin and cheeks on everything in your house? The corners of the walls, your laptop screen, your water glass, and especially your face. This is not just because they are itchy. Cats have specialized scent glands located around their mouth, chin, and cheeks. When they rub these areas on things, they are depositing their unique scent, effectively claiming ownership. They are saying, "This is my house, this is my couch, and this human is my personal property." When you gently scratch a cat under the chin or along their cheeks, you are stimulating those exact same glands. It feels incredibly soothing to them. Plus, it mimics the grooming behavior that mother cats use with their kittens. It makes them feel safe, loved, and deeply relaxed. If you ever meet a new cat and want to win them over, never go straight for the top of the head. Slowly offer your finger at their level and let them guide you to their chin. It is the secret handshake of the feline world. The mystery of petting-induced aggression. Let's go back to that scenario where everything is fine, and then suddenly, chomp, you get bitten. This is actually a documented psychological phenomenon known as petting-induced aggression, or overstimulation. Remember how we talked about cats having incredibly sensitive nerve endings? Well, sometimes repetitive stroking builds up static electricity and overloads their nervous system. It is like listening to a song you love, but someone keeps turning the volume up until it actually hurts your ears. The cat is enjoying the petting, but the physical sensation builds and builds until it becomes irritating or even painful. They do not know how to say, "Excuse me, human, I have had enough affection for now." So they use the only language they have, their teeth. The good news is, they almost always warn you before they strike. We are just really bad at paying attention. If you are petting your cat and notice their skin twitching, their ears flattening out to the sides, or their tail starting to thump hard against the floor, those are the warning alarms. The system is overloading. Stop petting immediately. Pull your hand away and let them calm down. Going against the grain. Here is a rule that seems obvious, but a lot of people still get wrong. Never ever pet a cat backward. I know, sometimes kids think it is hilarious to push the fur up towards the cat's head to make them look like a spiky punk rocker. But to a cat, this is absolute torture. Cat fur is designed to lay flat in one direction for several very important reasons. First, it helps regulate their body temperature. Second, it keeps them aerodynamic and silent when they move. And third, the hair follicles are very sensitive to the direction of growth. When you pet a cat against the grain, it pulls on those follicles in an unnatural way. It feels incredibly uncomfortable, much like someone grabbing your hair and pulling it in the wrong direction. It can make them feel anxious, irritated, and highly stressed. Always stroke a cat starting from the head or neck and moving down towards the tail, following the natural flow of the fur. Keep your strokes smooth and predictable. Cats are creatures of habit and they like things to be orderly. Do not mess up their beautiful fur coat, or you will face the wrath of the claws. The whisker fatigue dilemma. Have you ever accidentally brushed against your cat's whiskers and seen them flinch like they just got an electric shock? Whiskers are not just long hairs, they are highly advanced sensory equipment. They are deeply embedded in the cat's body and are connected to the muscular and nervous systems. Cats use their whiskers to measure spaces, detect changes in air currents, and navigate in the dark. They are so incredibly sensitive that a cat can feel the exact size and shape of an object just by the way the air bounces off it and hits their whiskers. Because they are so sensitive, constant touching or pressure on the whiskers is genuinely uncomfortable. This is a condition sometimes referred to as whisker fatigue. It is why some cats hate eating out of deep, narrow bowls where their whiskers constantly rub against the sides. When you are petting your cat's face, be very careful not to smush or pull on their whiskers. Stick to the forehead, the cheeks, and the chin. Let their radar dishes remain untouched, and they will be much happier. The forbidden zone of paws and toe beans. Cat paws are arguably one of the cutest things on the planet. Those little soft pads, affectionately known by the internet as toe beans, are completely irresistible. You just want to squeeze them. But if you have ever tried holding a cat's paw, you know they usually pull it back immediately, like you just insulted them. Why are paws off limits? Just like the whiskers, a cat's paw pads are packed with nerve clusters. This is what allows them to feel vibrations on the ground and balance with incredible precision. Because they are so vital for a cat's survival and escape mechanics, having their paws held or trapped makes them feel incredibly vulnerable. If a predator grabs a cat's paw, they cannot run away. So their natural instinct is to yank it back immediately. Some very relaxed indoor cats might let you massage their paws while they sleep, but generally, it is best to admire the toe beans from a distance. If you insist on touching them, do it with the lightest possible touch, and never grip or hold the paw tight. The art of headbutting. Have you ever been sitting there and your cat walks up and aggressively smashes their forehead directly into your nose or jaw? It feels like a tiny, furry football tackle. This behaviour is called headbutting, and it is one of the highest honours a cat can bestow upon a human. We already talked about the scent glands on the chin and cheeks, but they also have glands right on their forehead. When a cat bunts you, they are marking you as their family. It is a sign of deep affection and trust. But here is the secret petting tip. When a cat headbutts you, they are actually showing you exactly where they want to be pet. They are presenting the top of their head to you, practically begging for a good scratch between the ears. When this happens, use your fingertips to give them a firm, satisfying massage right on the crown of their head. Do not move your hand down their back, just keep it right there on the head. By responding to their headbutt with head scratches, you are speaking their language perfectly. The 3-second consent rule. If you want to be a true cat whisperer, you need to learn the 3-second rule. Cats are all about consent. They like to be in control of their environment, and that includes when and how they are touched. The biggest mistake people make is grabbing a cat and petting them continuously without checking in. Instead, try this. Hold out your finger and let the cat sniff it. If they rub against your finger, proceed to pet them, but only for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then stop. Pull your hand back a few inches. Now, watch what the cat does. If they lean forward, nudge your hand or look at you expectantly, they are giving you consent to continue. They are saying, "Yes, please, more of that." But if they just sit there, look away, or start grooming themselves, the session is over. They have had enough. By giving them the choice to continue or stop, you are building immense trust. Your cat will actually seek you out for more affection because they know you respect their boundaries. The mealtime petting mistake. Here is a common scenario. You just put down a bowl of delicious, smelly wet food. Your cat is happily munching away. You think, "Oh, they look so happy. I should pet them right now to show my love." Stop right there. Petting a cat while they are eating is a massive mistake. In the wild, mealtime is a very stressful and vulnerable experience. A wild cat has to worry about larger predators stealing their food or attacking them while their guard is down. Even though your house cat is perfectly safe in your kitchen, those instincts are still there. When they are hunched over their food, they want to focus entirely on eating and watching their surroundings. If you suddenly touch their back, it can startle them or make them feel like you are trying to take their food away. This can lead to anxiety, food aggression, or them simply walking away from their meal out of stress. Let your cat eat in peace. The best time for petting is after they have finished eating and are settling down for a cozy post-meal grooming session. The surprise attack pet. We all love watching our cats sleep. They look so incredibly peaceful, curled up into a perfect little furry croissant. They might be twitching their little paws, dreaming about chasing laser pointers. It is so tempting to just lean down and give them a little kiss or a stroke on the back. But waking a sleeping cat with a physical touch is a terrible idea. Imagine you are in a deep sleep, dreaming peacefully, and suddenly a giant hand grabs your back. You would wake up terrified, your heart pounding, ready to fight. Cats are exactly the same. Because they are prey animals, waking up to an unexpected touch triggers their fight or flight response instantly. They might scratch or bite out of pure panic before they even realize it is just you. If you absolutely must wake your cat, do it with your voice first. Softly say their name. Let them open their eyes, stretch, and realize where they are. Once they are awake and acknowledge you, then you can offer your hand for petting. Always let them transition from sleep to waking safely. Heavy hands versus light touches. The pressure you use when petting a cat makes all the difference in the world. Dogs often love rough, heavy pats on the side or vigorous back scratches. If you pet a cat like you pet a golden retriever, you are going to have a bad time. A cat's skeleton is incredibly delicate and flexible, and their skin is highly sensitive. Heavy, forceful petting feels overwhelming and physically uncomfortable to them. On the flip side, petting them too lightly, with just the very tips of your fingers, can actually be intensely ticklish and irritating, almost like a fly buzzing around their fur. The perfect petting pressure is somewhere right in the middle. Use a smooth, firm, but gentle stroke. Imagine you are smoothing out a delicate piece of silk fabric. You want to apply enough pressure that they feel the warmth of your hand, but not so much that you are moving their muscles or pushing them down. Pay attention to how they lean into your hand. If they are pushing up against you, you can use slightly more pressure. If they pull away, lighten up. The full body stroke danger zone. The long continuous stroke from the top of the head all the way down to the tip of the tail is a very common way people pet cats. And while some cats enjoy it for a minute, it is often a recipe for overstimulation. Think about the mechanics of it. You are dragging your hand over the entire length of their spine, activating every single nerve ending along the way. In dry climates, this also builds up a lot of static electricity in their fur, which literally shocks them. Furthermore, the lower back and tail area are much more sensitive than the head and shoulders. When you do full-body strokes, you are constantly crossing from the safe zone into the danger zone. Instead of full-body sweeps, try concentrating your petting on the top half of the cat. Stick to the head, the neck, the shoulders, and the upper back. Short, focused strokes in these areas are much less likely to cause a sensory overload, and your cat will be able to enjoy the affection for a much longer period of time without feeling the need to bite your wrist. The magic of the ear rub. If you want to find the absolute ultimate sweet spot on almost any cat, look no further than the base of the ears. This is an area that cats absolutely love having massaged. Why? First, it is an area they cannot effectively clean or scratch themselves. Have you ever had an itch right in the middle of your back that you could not reach? Think of how good it feels when someone finally scratches it for you. That is how a cat feels about the base of their ears. Secondly, the base of the ears contains a high concentration of scent glands. Massaging there releases those happy, territorial pheromones. To do it right, do not mess with the actual ear flap. Instead, place your thumb and forefinger at the very base of the ear, right where it meets the skull. Gently massage in slow, circular motions. You will know you are doing it right when your cat's eyes slowly close, their head tilts heavily into your hand, and they start purring so loud they sound like a diesel truck. It is practically a feline hypnosis button. The tail-touching taboo. A cat's tail is a marvel of biological engineering. It contains nearly 10% of all the bones in their body, along with a complex network of muscles, nerves, and ligaments. It is essentially an extension of their spine. They use it for precise balance when walking along narrow fences and for communicating a wide range of complex emotions. Because it is so critical and delicate, the tail is strictly off-limits for petting. Grabbing, pulling, or even just stroking the tail makes a cat feel incredibly anxious. It feels like you are restricting their movement and threatening their spine. If a young child grabs a cat's tail, the cat will almost always panic and scratch. Even if your cat is super chill and lets you touch their tail, I promise you, they do not enjoy it. They are just tolerating it because they love you. Be a good cat parent and leave the tail alone. Watch it to read their mood, admire its fluffiness, but keep your hands safely on the front half of the cat. Ignoring the tail flick warning. Speaking of tails, one of the biggest mistakes cat owners make is ignoring the visual warnings their cat gives them. Cats are actually excellent communicators. Humans are just terrible listeners. When you are petting your cat and they are lying down, watch the very tip of their tail. If it is still or just lazily moving with their breathing, you are good. But if you see the tip of the tail start to twitch or flick back and forth like a metronome, danger is approaching. That tail flick is the cat equivalent of a human tapping their foot impatiently. It means they are getting annoyed, overstimulated, or deciding they want to be left alone. If you ignore the flicking tip, the whole tail will start thrashing against the floor. That is the final warning before the claws come out. As soon as you see that tail tip start twitching faster than a heartbeat, take your hand away. Do not try to get one last pet in. Respect the tail flick and you will save yourself a lot of band-aids. The airplane ears phenomenon. Just like the tail, your cat's ears are massive indicators of how they are feeling about your petting session. A happy, relaxed cat will have their ears facing forward, maybe twitching slightly to listen to the sounds of the room. But if you are petting them, and you see their ears rotate outward and flatten down against their heads sideways, you need to freeze. We call this airplane ears because they look like the wings of a jet plane ready for takeoff. In the cat world, airplane ears mean one thing. I am highly irritated and I am preparing for combat. They flatten their ears to protect them from getting scratched or bitten in a fight. If your cat gives you airplane ears while you are petting them, it means the petting has gone from pleasant to annoying. They are feeling defensive. Do not try to soothe them by petting their head more. That will only make it worse. Just slowly pull your hands away and give them space. They will put their landing gear back up when they are ready to be friendly again. The forced cuddle restraint. Imagine someone much larger than you walking up, picking you up, wrapping their arms around you tightly, and refusing to let you go, no matter how much you squirm. You would hate it. Well, cats hate it too. Many people try to pet their cats by scooping them up and holding them tightly against their chest. While a very small percentage of cats like being held like babies, the vast majority absolutely despise feeling restrained. Remember, they are survivalists. Being restrained means they cannot escape danger. When you hold a cat tightly to pet them, they are no longer enjoying the affection. They are solely focused on escaping the trap. If you want a cat to love sitting on your lap, you have to make sure they always know they have an exit route. Let them jump up on their own terms. Pet them gently, but do not wrap your arms around them to lock them in place. If they stand up to leave, let them go immediately. When a cat knows they are free to leave at any second, they will actually choose to stay much longer. Petting a hiding cat. Cats are masters of hide and seek. When a cat is scared, stressed, unwell, or just needs a break from the chaos of the household, they will find a dark, enclosed space to retreat to. Under the bed, inside a closet, or behind the sofa are classic hiding spots. When we see our beloved pet hiding, our human instinct is to comfort them. We want to reach our hand into the dark space and pet them to let them know everything is okay. This is a huge mistake. To a cat, that hiding spot is their fortress of solitude. It is the only place they feel safe. When you reach a giant hand into their safe zone, you are invading their sanctuary. It does not feel comforting. It feels terrifying. A stressed cat cornered under a bed is highly likely to lash out and strike your hand out of fear. If your cat is hiding, the best thing you can do is completely ignore them. Let them decompress in peace. When they feel brave enough, they will come out on their own. And that is when you can offer them love and gentle pets. The purr deception. We are finishing with the biggest myth in the entire cat world. Everyone believes that if a cat is purring, they are happy. Therefore, if the cat is purring while you pet them, you must be doing a great job. But this is a dangerous misconception. Yes, cats purr when they are relaxed and happy, but cats also purr when they are stressed, in pain, or extremely anxious. Purring is essentially a self-soothing mechanism. It is like a human whistling nervously while walking down a dark alley. The low frequency of the purr physically vibrates their body and helps calm their nervous system. So if you are petting your cat and they are purring loudly, but their ears are flat, their tail is thrashing, and their body is tense, they are not happy. They are purring to try and calm themselves down because you are stressing them out. You have to look at the whole picture. Combine the purr with the body language. A relaxed body with soft eyes and a purr equals happiness. A stiff body with wide eyes and a purr equals a warning to back off immediately. And there you have it, folks. Now you know exactly what is going on inside that fuzzy, chaotic little brain of theirs. You know about the belly trap, the magic of the chin scratch, and why you should never, ever pet them backward. By paying attention to their body language, respecting their boundaries, and using the 3-second consent rule, you are going to transform your relationship with your cat. They will stop seeing your hands as unpredictable, annoying things and start seeing them as purr-inducing magic wands. Even though they can be moody, unpredictable, and sometimes a little bit sharp, we wouldn't trade our fluffy overlords for anything in the world. We love them with all their quirks. If this video helped you understand your cat a little better, please give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it with a fellow cat parent so they can save their hands from getting scratched. Now, I have a final question for you. What is the absolute weirdest place your cat likes to be pet? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.